Hey, Ember. Nice of you to drop in. Okay, I need to mute my stream. Hey, Eddie Dean, how you doing? I didn't expect people to drop in so late. It's probably like midnight on the East Coast. Assuming you guys are in the most populated part of the United States. 7 watching, oh my god. Guys. This is just a test stream. I'm just poking around with StreamYard. And I'm also poking around with some OBS Studio. Not doing anything serious, but I'm here to talk if you guys want to chat or anything. I'm doing this in preparation for a live stream I have planned with Deep Drinks Podcast. David, excellent channel, by the way. You should go check him out. But yeah, I'm setting up my streaming software, so I've never done this before, but I'm getting ready to do a live stream with David at Deep Drinks Podcast on the topic of demons. And we're basically going to take all the demon stories in the Bible and create a tier list. So we're going to sit around, drink beer, talk about demon stories from the Bible, laugh at them, and then rank them on a tier list. And if that gets boring, we have some additional demon anecdotes that we're going to throw into the mix to kind of like shake it up. So we're still planning the exact day, but that's going to be near the end of the month. But I figure I'd just start working on my thing now. A Magic of Jafo. I think the test is working, so yes. Yeah, Amber, I'm just a test. Cool. Yeah, let me know what it sounds like and what you recommend. New York. I visited New York back in 2002 or 2003. It's been a while, but I loved the city over there. I grew up in Las Vegas, so it was very different from the city that I was used to. But I happened to get a free place to stay in Manhattan for 2 weeks through my brother. So I was just romping around New York for 2 weeks in the winter. It was awesome. Hey, don't give a shit. Welcome. New York was great because it had some super unique food. I mean, in 2003, I was like 22 years old, and I never really traveled to the East Coast. So New York has some just amazing food. Just the density of Manhattan, the height of the buildings, everything was just phenomenal. And at that point, the World Trade Center was 2 years destroyed. So I went to visit the memorial site, all that. And yeah, went to did a few things. I was a Jehovah's Witness back then, and Jehovah's Witnesses have their headquarters in New York. So for a couple days, my brother and we left New York City and went north to Wallkill. No, I take that back. The Witnesses headquarters was in Brooklyn. So we visited that. And then we also visited one of their auxiliary sites in Wallkill. And so that was a couple days. So did that, ate a lot of good food. I remember I went to the Soup Nazi kitchen. I think he's gone now. The Soup Nazi from Seinfeld. I actually went to his kitchen and had sweet potato soup, and it was amazing. I think I went like maybe 3 times when I was there. That was pretty cool. And I remember one particular intersection near the hotel. I don't know what was about that intersection, but all the manholes at night are like steaming, like just moisture is just escaping these manholes. And I remember this one intersection just smelled atrocious, and I knew it was that manhole over there that was billowing whatever out into the air. It was such a great experience. I loved it. I would love to go back. Ember, thanks for letting me know that the audio and the video is good. I am ready to party. Awesome. All I got to figure out now is overlays, mods, and management. In fact, Ember, as a reward for being the first person to ever ever comment on any of my live streams ever, I'm going to try to promote you to a moderator. There you go. You're now my enforcer, Ember. Go forth and do justice. Hey, Ox. Bringing in the Christians. Time to feed. Yeah. I don't know if... I don't think anybody here was in that stream with James just 30 minutes ago. But yeah, we were beating up a Christian in the live chat. He was not answering questions. Like, he thought he was answering questions, but he really wasn't. He was just regurgitating claims, Christian claims. Like, you ask him, how do you know this is true? Well, I just feel it's true. I'm like, well, that's not a good way to know if something's true or not. Feelings, but yeah, we didn't really get very far with them. Well, thanks, Don't Give a Shit. I appreciate it. I'm pretty new to this, and I'm lucky that one of my videos kind of struck algorithm gold and got me so many subscribers so fast. And yeah, it was kind of shocking that happened. So I'm trying to monopolize on it, but I'm also very humbled by it. Also very intimidated by it because I'm 41. My entire life I've been kind of like reserved to myself, staying out of the spotlight and stuff like that. So becoming more of a public face, even in a little tiny way, especially when compared to some of the bigger people on YouTube, still very intimidating to me. So I'm still getting used to it. So, but I appreciate the comment there. Found me by accident. Yeah, as I've been hearing, a lot of people have been finding me just through kind of just recommendations. It was most likely, according to my analytics, it was most likely through my "Could God Not Kill Children" video, because that's where I got probably about 75% of my 5,000 subscribers from. Yeah, so it was still like I said, I'm still getting used to it. Thank you, Ashit. I really appreciate that. The funny thing is, my analytics, my growth has like flatlined in the past 10 days. So the YouTube algorithm's a very weird thing. It's very mysterious. It's very unknowable. Once people say, once you think you figured it out, it changes or tricks you, and it just completely deceives you into thinking that you have it figured out. So up to 10 days ago, I had pretty steady viewership and subscriber growth. It kind of ebbs and flows, but about 10 days ago, I was at about 1,200 views a day. Some days I was getting like 50 new subscribers, which is amazing especially for the amount of effort I put in, the relative little effort I put into this channel compared to other people. And it was pretty good level of growth. I released my 45-minute Demons video, and it just tanked my growth. And it's a well-reviewed video. Not many people watched it, probably because I'm such a new channel and people aren't used to me putting out content very much yet. But it just tanked my growth. And I released the Demons video. I released the falsification short a couple days after that, and then I released my April Fool's video. And my growth now is like 0. Like I've probably gained maybe 5-6 new subscribers in 10 days. My views are at like 30 to 50 a day instead of, I was enjoying like 1,200 views a day about 10 days ago. So I think what happened was the search engine optimization was kind of geared around that really popular video that was there for about 2 months. And then once I added a new video, I think I threw the whole thing out of balance. And now the algorithm's trying to figure out what to do with me. So it's, it was a little discouraging, and I'm like doing research into why this happened. I've gone to YouTube, or I've gone to Reddit, asked questions. I've done some internet research and all that. And yeah, it was discouraging because it feels like I got punished for releasing new content. Like I feel like if I hadn't released new content, I would still be enjoying growth, but that's not the point of the channel. I want to release content. So maybe I had to take this hit in order to grow. Kind of like I don't know how many people play like an MMORPG or RPGs or anything like that. Sometimes you have to give up a really good piece of gear and take a step back in order to get a better piece of gear that will eventually become better than the original piece of gear. You know, it's like got to take a step back in order to go 2 steps forward. So that's how I'm looking at it right now. Hey, Pragmatic Crystal, good to see you. Every time Crystal and I see each other in chat, we're like, hey, and yeah. So thanks for showing up. Got 11 people. This is great. And this is only a test stream. I don't even have anything to talk about. I'm just drinking beer, shooting the shit, and I'm poking around with a StreamYard. I have a free StreamYard account, which I might upgrade if it's good. There's another streaming service. I don't know what it's called, but it's a lot more colorful. And when people join the chat and chat, they actually have like a little avatar that'll appear on the stream, and they'll walk around. And then I guess you can spend points to make them fight and stuff like that. What's his name does that? Pocket Locker. He has that. So I might have to ask him what he uses. Hey, Deep Drinks, David, welcome. I'm just doing a test stream. I'm preparing for, I just told everybody before, I'm preparing for our thing coming up here in a couple weeks or so. Yeah, welcome, Deep Drinks. If anybody here hasn't seen Deep Drinks' channel, Deep Drinks Podcast, he puts his heart and soul into that channel, and it's excellent. Go watch it. He has two videos now on, they're called Slavery, on the topic of slavery. He put together a panel of 5 doctorate holding experts of the Bible and Old Testament, gets them all together. They talk for a couple hours about slavery, completely just demolish the Bible and Christian claims that slavery was just indentured servitude or wasn't as bad as antebellum slavery or all those things. And man, he and his guests just crushed it. I absolutely recommend going and watching those. That's just amazing. And yeah, Nitty put me on the spot at the end of your last stream, David. So during that last stream a couple days ago, I was actually at Best Buy. I was at Best Buy and I had my headphone in my ear, and I was listening to your stream with them, but I wasn't able to really participate very much because I'm at Best Buy, like buying camera equipment and stuff like that. But anyway, I caught at the very end when you guys were plugging each other. Nitty in chat said, "Hey Eric, you got 5,000 subscribers. You should plug them." And I was like, "Yeah, I should do that." So I'm going to look into doing that. I need to get a list of, if actually, I'll put this out to you. If you can get me a list of all the plugs you want me to do, I'll throw it onto my community tab and see if I can throw some traffic your guys' way. I was at Best Buy. I wasn't present to see what was being thrown around, but yeah, if you or Nitty can provide me that, then that'd be great. Yeah, but no, thanks for stopping by, man. I really appreciate it. Mr. Mob, welcome. 14 viewers. This is awesome. Oh my God, and super chats, Eddie, you're awesome, man. You're my very first super chat ever. You're amazing. I gotta go. Wish the best with all you do. You'll most likely catch me lurking in all your live streams. Well, I certainly hope so, Eddie. Thank you very much. Thanks for that $5. I will be sure to take it and do something noble with it. I do a lot of super chats to other channels, so it'll likely get redirected to another channel that I think is worthy. But yeah, thank you, Dean. You're awesome, and you're my very first super chat ever. You just made history, so thank you. Oh, Deep Drinks, thank you. $2. Yeah, thank you so much. That will buy me part of a beer. Yeah, actually, if I find a good happy hour around here, that'll buy me a full beer. So yeah, thanks Deep Drinks, appreciate it. I'm currently drinking, if anybody's wondering. So I live in the Seattle area. We have a local brewery here called Georgetown Brewing. They have a beer called Bodhisattva, which I'm out of right now. It's like an IPA, and I don't normally drink IPAs, but this one here is called Meowza. It has a picture of a cat on it. It's a double IPA from Motown Brewing. If I can get you, there we go. Come on, focus. There we go. Meowza. Good beers. And I don't normally drink IPAs, so this is high praise because I normally gag on them because they're too hoppy. Yeah, thank you, David. I really appreciate it. I have no idea how to get this money out of my account either, because I turned on monetization. I turned on monetization about 3 weeks ago, and I just checked a bunch of boxes. I agreed to a bunch of the legal stuff they give you. Checked a bunch of boxes, and now I have monetization in my analytics, and I've made $20 off my YouTube channel in the past 3 weeks. And these 2 super chats, I mean, it's like 50% increase in in income off the, like, that's how little I've made off of the actual videos and the super chats. I can see why super chats are so big, like for Paulogia, The Line, Matt Dillahunty. Super chats are just direct money that is not dependent on the success of your video, more on the success of your stream and how engaged you are. So yeah, it's interesting stuff, and I'm definitely not in this for the money. I don't see a profitable future in doing YouTube. I do this because I like to do it. I was thinking about doing something like, directing all super chat income for like a year to a charity or something like that, just to kind of show that I'm not in this for the money. But money's nice, don't get me wrong, but I'm not in it for that. Yes, Eddie, I will remember who's first. I will immortalize you. I should do what David did. David had the 12 apostles of deep drinks or something like that. I forget the exact name he had, but the first 12 patrons that he got signed up are basically immortalized as the Council of 12. And then the first person that was a $50 a month donator, I think, became the Pope of his channel. So I think that's great incentive. I was thinking about doing something similar, like, the first X amount of patrons that sign up would be like, I don't know. I haven't really well thought this out yet. I'm just kind of spitballing at this point. Some type of incentive, like, okay, your money is guaranteed to be forwarded to a charity of your choice, or this charity. Probably I would pick the charity, and if you agree to it, the money would go there. Chances are I would pick probably. I like Child's Play because it's local here to Seattle. It's by the Penny Arcade guys. Child's Play gets video games into the hands of hospital children, like kids with leukemia that can't leave buildings because they're too sick. Gets into their hands like Nintendo DS's, Nintendo Switches, games like Animal Crossing and other things. So yeah, if I do some charity stuff, I will probably forward my money over to them or something similar, where we're giving kids something that I really enjoy doing that I think would be nice. Hello, welcome. You have caught me on my first test stream. I got to talking. I completely forgot while I was here. Okay, so I'm clicking. So here's. Do I dare share my desktop? It should be okay to share my desktop, I think. Make sure there's no personal information up here. I want to show you guys what I'm seeing in what's it called, in StreamYard. Oh, hey, StreamYard has YouTube chat integration. Okay, cool. So I don't even need. So right now I have a split screen. I have StreamYard on the left and I have YouTube open on the right, and YouTube obviously has the delay. And I'm looking at the YouTube chat to see what you guys are saying, but StreamYard has chat integration, so I only need StreamYard open. I don't need YouTube to be open, so that's cool. And now only if there's a dark mode, because StreamYard is white and blinding. Settings, general. I should probably screen share so you can see what I'm poking around in. Hotkeys, layouts, guests. Guests are going to be interesting. I got to figure out how to do guests. I'll probably have a test stream with a friend of mine, so I'm fully prepared when David and I do our thing here in a couple weeks. Well, actually, I made it bigger. Edit layout. Okay. Yeah, stream feed is a lot faster. Plus, I can see what I look like in this moment instead of what I looked like 10 seconds ago. Casual Approach, welcome. Thank you for joining me on this very boring technical shakedown. But I appreciate you stopping by. Actually, can I switch to a different camera? That'd be really cool. I can show you guys my setup here. I don't have anything illicit around here, right? No guns or drugs or skulls. No. Okay, cool. I'll see if I can switch cameras. I'm going to show you guys my setup. Settings. And there's nothing. Okay, good. You guys can get an exclusive behind the scenes view. Okay, HD Pro webcam. I'm going to switch to my crappy webcam. Hey, there we go. Okay, cool. So here's what. Oh, cable's caught on something. Hold on. Well, that's embarrassing. Oh, wow. Okay, the cable's coiled up. I did not think this ahead. So give me a moment here. I need to unplug this camera. Hopefully it doesn't bork. There we go. This is my crappy little webcam here. Can you guys still hear me when I'm talking and I'm in the settings menu? Because in Zoom, I know in Zoom, when you go into the settings menu, you're essentially muted to the chat, and nobody can hear you until you're out of the settings menu. I'm wondering if that's the case with Little Red Pony. So you guys can hear me. Okay, cool, awesome. That's good to know. Because yeah, Zoom's the opposite. Because I work remotely. I've been working remotely for like 3 years. When you go into the settings in Zoom, you're muted. And because you have to do like mic tests and crap inside of okay, that's good to know. Learning all kinds of things here. Okay, let's try the camera thing one more time. It doesn't coil the cable. All right, awesome, worked. I had to unplug the cable to uncoil it. So all right, so I have got this right here. You're gonna see infinity. Woo! Anyway, so this is my view right now. So yeah, with StreamYard, I got my live chat. I got this. There are ways to mess with layouts and stuff, which I haven't touched yet. Oh, and hello. Thank you for the $5. Oh, so it's overexposed. Okay, sorry. I'm probably making you guys sick. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Hillel. This is amazing. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Looking forward to your future content. Smiley face. Thank you, man. You're awesome. Appreciate it. Man, chum, woman, I don't know. I'm not trying to assume your gender. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. But anyway, this is my setup here. So this is kind of something a little bit different than what a lot of people have. I did a bit of research on this. So I have a Canon mirrorless camera in there on a tripod. It's really dark in there, but there's a camera back there. This is a tripod, a teleprompter that has just a tray in it. And what normally is supposed to happen is a teleprompter is designed for just like a cell phone or something. You just pop a cell phone there in the tray. It reflects off the mirror, and then you use like a Bluetooth controller on your cell phone to basically control the rate at which text goes by. And it's really good for filming videos because you can see the monitor. This is an LCD screen that's actually hooked up as a second monitor on my computer. So that's reflecting off the screen, and it goes straight back at my face. So I can read what's on the screen while looking directly at the camera, and the camera can't see it, which is really nice. And so what this also allows me to do is during a live chat, what I can do is I can grab, let me see if I can do this right now. As you can see it, I can grab whatever chat I'm doing, open it up, and then make that big. There we go. Now I can, if I'm live streaming with somebody, I can look directly at them while talking and see them at the same time. It's a really nice setup. I really enjoy it. The only bad thing is it's a mirror. So everything I put over here is basically reflected. All text is backwards, and it's a little difficult to get used to. But once you're done with it, it's good. So Nitty, welcome Nitty. I was just talking about you. Good things. There we go. Back here. So yeah. So now I can look. If I were to move my screen over here, I can look directly at you while talking, and it's a much more intimate experience because I'm looking directly into your eyes. Yes, more. The solution is more mirrors. Actually, the solution that I have is there's a overpriced piece of software that I bought called Ultramon. You can go get it at www.ultramon.com. I am not a sponsor of theirs. They are not sponsoring me. And it's like a screen mirroring software, so I can essentially flip a section of my screen onto another monitor, and then that is a really nice way of correcting that mirroring issue. So okay, who's joined us that I haven't noticed yet? Nitty just showed up. Great to see you here, Nitty. Thanks, Nitty. I appreciate it. I'm a bit of a tech guy. I've been a computer geek ever since I was in diapers, taking apart alarm clocks and remote controls. So yeah, I really appreciate it. Nicholas Lamar Suter, welcome. Thank you. And then I saw somebody else. Tall white dude. I am also a tall white dude. We got so many things in common. Thank you. Thank you so much for showing up. I think that's Little Red Pony. I don't think I've said hi to you yet. Mr. Mob 616. I think I said hi to you already. The Casual Approach. I think I already said hi to you. I think I'm okay. I think that's it for the history. So yeah, thank you all for showing up. So it looks like Livestream or StreamYard does not show how many people are actually viewing. Actually, no, it does. 16. Okay, great. 16 is right up there. It's in a different spot other than the chat, so that's interesting. Shows me how. Can I share my screen? I could probably share my screen. That'd be probably kind of boring. That would turn this into like a work meeting. And you can see all my Chrome bookmarks, all my really scandalous Chrome bookmarks like self-improvement, house and landlord links, crypto, and food. Yeah, okay, so live stream, 28 minutes, 11 seconds, 14 viewers. There's the powered by StreamYard watermark because I'm not paying for it yet. Cool. All right. Okay, so I'm going to start messing around with layouts. Let's see if I can... That's full screen. And I guess there's also a way... I also installed OBS Studio. I have some experience with OBS Studio. I believe what I do is I set up OBS Studio as my video source, and then that gives me even more functionality on like moving people around and all that stuff. Oh, you saw Mario. 6.5 out of 10. Have you no heart, Nitty? I did say it's not Shakespeare. It's not Shakespeare. It is not your next blockbuster movie, but I thought it was an excellent Super Mario Brothers movie. For kids, 8 out of 10. I agree with that, and I am a kid. I'm a big kid in a 41-year-old body. Please help me. This kid also drinks IPAs, so call the police. Yeah, it wasn't... I'm not going to go into spoilers because I don't want my viewers to flee. But yeah, it's not perfect, but it was cute. It hit the notes where it should have. It drew heavily on the games. The creators of the movie understood the games. The music was great. The animation was really good. Yep, Mr. Mob. If you really want to get to my heart, have really good music and really synergize your scenes. Have a build up and have a really good payoff with good animation, an emotional payoff along with it, and just stellar music. And they had a few moments in that where I really appreciated it. So that's a good way to get me to be a shill for your movie, is to have moments like that. Oh, you have kids on your lap. Okay, so you were maybe a little distracted. I do have a kid, and it's my 81-year-old father who I take care of. Actually, speaking of which, kids and movies, I went and saw Dungeons and Dragons on Friday with my wife and friends, and it was a good movie. It was like I liked it better than Super Mario Brothers. It was fun. It understood Dungeons and Dragons. It had a great story, good music, all that. And I liked it so much that I was telling my dad about it over the weekend, and I was thinking to myself, like, Dad, we never really go to movies. Like, I think the last movie I took my dad to was like The Martian back in like 2016. So we ended up going today. I went and saw Dungeons and Dragons for the second time today, and I took my dad, and he liked it a lot, even though he doesn't understand what's going on half the time in the movies, but he still enjoyed it. I just told him, I was like, just imagine this is like a bunch of characters that are in a game, and just somebody's playing a game. Like, just imagine this is a game, because that's what it's based off of. And he liked it a lot, and I got a lot more out of it second time too. There was definitely like a lot of little hints and stuff they dropped throughout the prior scenes that paid off later on that you don't realize on the first watch through, but on the second watch through you do. And the magic system was really fun. I really enjoyed it. All right, what was that? Where was I at? I was at layouts. There's a tab here called banners. 2 example banners. This is an example of a banner. Click on a banner to show it on the screen. Okay, I will do that. Hey, that's a banner. Okay. Use banners to summarize your talking points and display calls to action. Nice. Okay. Create a banner. Awesome. Cool. So I can basically just, I guess you do this live during discussions or during live streams. So I guess this would work. Add a banner. Wubble up a dub dub. Whatever happened to the Justin Roiland thing? I've heard a lot of mixed news about whether he really did do terrible things or he didn't, and they were false accusations. I've heard conflicting information, and I'm a little invested because I really like Rick and Morty, and I want to continue to like Rick and Morty, or at least continue to consume it with a clean conscience. Future episodes. Emmers, yes, I banned you all because I bannered you all. I didn't ban you all, I bannered you all. Roland has been canceled with fries. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but if he deserved it, he deserved it. So I'm interested to see how that pans out, and what I'm sure probably some legal actions being sprung into motion now that that whole thing is kind of like boiled over. Ember says you can make them scroll too. Great for thanking Patreon supporters and the like. You can make them scroll. Oh, you have to turn off banners. Oh, you have to manually turn them on and off. Okay. You can make them scroll. How do you make them scroll? Like, if you have like a really long... Alright, max is 200 characters, so I'm just gonna melt your guys' faces with A's. Oh. Okay, add banner. Oh, that doesn't scroll. Ah! That's how I feel sometimes. Hide. Okay, let's get rid of that banner. And when I'm looking at banners, I can no longer see the chat. So I have to collapse banners and go back to comments. Okay. Is that a Lego Mario mystery cube in the background? It is. I have a... In fact, if I move out of the way, it should autofocus on the background. But I don't want to run over my dog. Excuse me, Hal. You gotta move. Excuse me. Good boy. Okay. I will see if that'll focus in. There we go. So as you can see, I'm a huge nerd. Got Rick and Morty, Star Wars, Amiibos, games. That's a Mega Man figurine that I pre-ordered, and it took 2 years for it to get to me. That's a, what's it called? Piranha Plant? That's actually a Piranha Plant puppet. I could pull that out and like mess with that. I actually, for my job, near the beginning of the pandemic, for my job, I was connecting in on Zoom, and before I turned on my camera, it's like there's like if anybody's done like interviews for tech companies, they normally have like a gauntlet. Like the interview process is you have like a phone screen for 30 minutes, and that's where the HR department determines whether you're crazy or not. And if you pass that test, then you go to like a tech screen, and like a team lead will interview you to make sure you have like the tech chops. It's kind of like a smoke test for, an interviewer. If you get past that, then you go into like the gauntlet, and that's like the 4-hour interview where you have like multiple teams talking to you, and you switch out every 45 minutes who you're talking to. So anyway, I was part of that interview process, and I connected in on Zoom, and before I turned on my camera, I got under my desk and I put this on, and I was out of view, and then I basically said hi to the interviewer with this, and they got a good kick out of it, showing how professional I am in my job. I'm very professional. Let me catch up on chat. Hammond and Rick and Morty and Solar Opposite writers. Hammond and the Rick and Morty and Solar Opposites writers all made statements regarding Justin's less than professional behavior. Okay. That's new to me. I don't really keep up on it diligently. I'm just, every once in a while I think about it. Don't give a shit. Is there a particular direction I want to take my channel? Yeah. Well, okay, yeah. So it's kind of one of those things where I have a general idea, but it's always up for change depending on, maybe I discover something I really like talking about, or maybe I discover something that really tickles the algorithm and gets me lots of subs and views. But for right now, I'm looking for, I picked Skeptics and Scoundrels for a very specific purpose. Is that skeptic is a very flexible term. I'm an ex-Jehovah's Witness. I like talking about ex-Jehovah's Witness things, but if I were to put XJW in my name, I'll be kind of locked into that. And if I ever want to deviate from that, I would have a hard time doing that with the name of my channel. So that's why I picked Skeptic. So I'm keeping it very broad and general at first. So atheism, skepticism, intellectual freedom, and some counter apologetics. And then once I kind of get a feel for what I'm doing and get a kind of more of a clear direction of where I'm going, then I might narrow in and like specialize a channel, but we'll see. But for right now, I'm doing kind of whatever I feel like at this point. I'm kind of on a demon kick right now. I had that 45-minute demon video. I am doing that demons tier list with David here in a couple weeks. And then there was a third demon thing. I'm also talking to Apostasy on Skeptic Soapbox, and I think sometime next month I'll be hopping onto their channel. We'll be talking about that a little bit too. So I've been on a demon kick lately. Not sure it's gonna be the focus of the channel, but that's kind of how it's currently going. So that's all I can really say. Don't give a shit. I have no concrete plans, but that's kind of what's happening right now. Casual approach. Charges against Roland were dismissed as a result of having insufficient evidence. I think I remember hearing that. That doesn't necessarily mean he's innocent. He's just simply, he was either dismissed or, he's considered not guilty, which isn't the same as innocent. Yeah, I have considered using the piranha plant to do a video or something. I might do that in a short. Going back to Don't Give a Shit, my general format, I think, is I'm going to be doing a mix of shorts and a mix of longer videos. For my shorts, that's where I let the scoundrel out. That's where I'm going to be goofy. I'm going to be irreverent. I'm always irreverent, but more so. I'm going to be much more direct with, like, call an exorcist snake oil salesman, or basically saying, hey, Christians, you're stupid for believing demons. Not in those words, but, something like that. That's very poor choice of words. More like, Christians, you are not justified in believing demons. Like, get over it. So that's when I'm going to be like scoundrelly. And then in the longer videos, that's where I'll be a bit more structured, organized, semi respectful of the idea while I try to tear it down. But in the shorts, I'm going to be a scoundrel in the shorts, and I'll be a skeptic in the long form videos. That's how I'm viewing it right now. Okay, I better go through these comments faster, or I'm falling behind. Ember says, maybe it only turns on with the paid plan, but on Crave Banner gives you a scroll across bottom as a checkbox, and that ups your banner to 1,000 characters. Holy shit, 1,000 characters? I do have that feature, and when I do check it, it does go to 1,000. Okay, and then if I get a really long... Wow, 1,000 characters, that's a lot. There you go, it's one word. It's one word, and that word is scroll. We'll keep that going for a while. Thanks, Ember. That's good to know. Ooh, when you're in the middle of the word, it's just a ghost. Ooh. Anybody ever play Ultima Online? It's a MMORPG from like the late 90s. In that game, when you die, you can walk around as a ghost, and if you talk as a ghost, the live people only see ooh, and they can't understand you. There's a skill called I forget what it's called, like Death Speak or something like that, where a player could communicate with a ghost, but it was useless because it's like, ghost, why don't you just go res and talk to me and tell me what's going on? Casual Approach says, which doesn't say much regarding his guilt. Like most of the domestic abuse cases are like this. Yeah. A lot of cases are just insufficient evidence, and the court can't really do anything. Because it's better to let 100 guilty people go free than for one innocent person to be punished or go to jail. And it's an unfortunate result of having incomplete information and not being omnipotent. Skeptics are flexible? I doubt it. I'm pretty flexible, Ember. I'm a lanky guy. 6'3", lanky guy. I'm pretty flexible. I used to do construction. Carrie Ann Chrysler, welcome. Thank you for joining my first live stream. We're holding steady around 14 viewers. I'm surprised at this. I'm not getting any work done because I'm talking to you guys, which is great. I don't mind at all. I'll have to do another test live stream at like 3 a.m. when everybody's asleep and nobody can slow me down. But for now, this is awesome. To ponder all possibilities, being skeptical is a necessity to know you get the most accurate information. Yes, I agree. Being skeptical filters out misleading and bad ideas and keeps you from going down the wrong path. If that occasionally keeps you from believing something true because you have insufficient evidence, so be it. I'd much rather be prevented from believing something that's true than believing something that's true, but also I let a bunch of false things in. I think it's a excellent trade to do that. Proverbs 14:15. I'm not gonna open up a Bible right now, but I'll have to look that up later. One of the few verses I like. Okay, well now I gotta open it up. Let's take a look here. Proverbs 14. I've already forgotten it because it's so late and I got a couple beers in me. 14:15. Proverbs 14:15, according to Google, says, "The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going." And yes, that is one of the proverbs I do agree with. Ember says, nice. Carrie Ann Chrysler, I played Myst. I did play Myst too, but man, Myst is probably what, early 90s? I had a copy, but I never beat it. I should probably do that now. I'd probably as an adult go and play it and rip through it and be like, that was it. Although I am capable of playing classic games with the mindset of I'm in 1993 and I'm playing this game for the first time. Like I can remember what that time was like, and I can appreciate the technical achievements of this game presented, even though now that game is probably super simplistic. That explains a ghost thing in a book as it references Ultima. Yeah. I never played the other Ultima games. I've only played Ultima Online. I think there's been like 13 Ultima titles. Ultima Online was the only online one. And yeah, I think they probably drew a lot from those original games. Beelzebub has a devil put aside for you. I don't know that reference, but I'll take your word for it. I'll Twitter DM you a list of channels that are killing it, but are lower in sub counts. Okay, cool, awesome. Pragmatic Crystal, KAC, go watch Trusty Ape's last stream. It was something else about William Friedman. Carrie Ann Chrysler, 100% agree. To be certain you don't support something that compromises your integrity. Yep. It's a trade I'm unwilling to make. It's so late, says West Coaster. Yeah, it is not late here. It's not even 10 o'clock here yet. I was up at 6 a.m. this morning. So my sleep schedule is extremely hard to move around. And growing up in Las Vegas, I became a night owl because I wanted to avoid the heat and avoid the pollution and the people and the traffic and everything. So in my teens and my early 20s, I was very much a night owl. I would probably go to bed around 6 a.m. when the sun was coming up, and I wake up at around 3. So it's very easy for my sleep schedule to kind of naturally gravitate towards like a graveyard shift type schedule, and that's not very conducive with my current life. So I'm constantly having to fight my sleep schedule. Anyway, right now I wake up at 6. I get tired around 9, and it's hard for me to move that. It'll naturally move, but if I move it too far, it gets bad. But this is keeping me awake right now, though, because I got this adrenaline thing going right now. My first live stream, I got 16 people. I'm interacting with people I've been talking with for weeks now online, so my brain's going, so I'm pretty awake. Matthew Nitz says, I'd be interested to know some of those channels too, Nitty, as you wanted to mention a few here. Yeah, Nitty, Carrie Ann, yeah, mid-90s for Myst. Those were some of the best. Those were mid-90s is when I got my first computer. And for the first few years of the 90s, I was playing video games at a friend's house on his 486 DX233 or something like that. I had a 486 DX266. This was like a precursor to the Pentium. The Pentium hadn't been invented yet when this chip came out. 66 megahertz chip. My first computer had 8 megabytes of RAM in it, a whopping 8 megabytes of RAM when 4 megabytes was the standard. And I played Myst, not well. I played Myst, but I played a ton of X-Wing, TIE Fighter, Rebel Assault, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Sam & Max Hit the Road, Day of the Tentacle, all those old LucasArts 90s games. Was phenomenal. A lot of good memories. A lot of good memories. And I had a really high-end joystick. I had a Thrustmaster. I forget what joystick it was. It was a Thrustmaster joystick, and that's what I used to play those flight sims. Nitty plugging channels. James Apperson. We were talking to James earlier tonight and beating up a Christian in the chat. That was fun. Pocket Locker 86. I just recently discovered Pocket Locker thanks to Neil, the 604 Atheist, and I've joined a few. Hey, look at that! The scroll. Maybe it's happened before, but the scroll has just ended, and now we're starting it again. So that's great. Pocket Locker I discovered on Neil's channel a couple weeks ago. I've tuned in on a couple of his streams. Gin and Truth, never heard. Scarlet, don't think I've heard of Scarlet. And Godless Granny actually reached out. I've never heard of her, but she reached out to me on email about a week ago, and I will be appearing on her channel on the 15th for an interview. So it'll probably be very similar to my interviews with like Godless Engineer and with Neil, probably just going over my Jehovah's Witness background and talking about a few different things. So I'm gonna check out those other ones though. Leophilius, Gin and Truth, Scarlet. I'm gonna check out. 7 a.m. casual approach, man. What do you do for a living? What do you do for work? When's your shift start? I don't blame you. I love being up at night. My brain lights up at night, and I get a lot of work done because there's nothing around to really distract me. And also, I think there's scientific research that when you work in a dark environment, especially at night, which is why I keep my office lit the way it is, dark environments for some, and this is especially true for me, dark environments kind of light up your brain and make you focus and be more creative because you're like in a private setting and you can express yourself more. It's an article I read a few years ago, but I definitely work better in a dark solitude than in like a bright lit or bright fluorescent lit workroom like I do at my office when I do occasionally go in. Look at the trees. Yeah, I love that. I love that argument. Lance Independent, B.S. Lewis. Yep, I know both of those channels. Occasionally say hi to B.S. Lewis in chats when I see him. We kind of have a turf war going on whenever he shows up. I'm like, hey, get out of here, B.S. This is my turf, and vice versa. Matthew Nitz, B.S. Lewis has a channel. called B.S. Lewis, and he puts a lot of work into his videos. He has an interesting art style, and he's has a different humor. I like it, but you can definitely tell he puts in a lot of effort into his videos. Last Crusade was an amazing film to game. I think of it fondly. Yeah, there was a Last Crusade computer game. I played Fate of Atlantis, which was the point-and-click adventure, but I remember there being a Last Crusade Indiana Jones game. Nitty, she's awesome. Yeah, Godless Granny. I watched one or two of her streams before I accepted the offer, and yeah, I liked her. She's very nice. She's she's just a nice, calming, motherly presence, and I think she's pretty cool for that. And I say that as somebody who has like issues with my mother. That's probably something I'll get into one day, but my mother was an alcoholic monster. So seeing somebody who displays the qualities that a mother should display is very heartwarming. Godless Granny's been networking like crazy lately. I just saw her hang out with Vice Rhino the other day. Yeah, I caught that stream too. That was a fun stream to watch. I occasionally, a lot of the midday streams that go, like that one especially, was in the middle of the day. I usually go outside in the backyard and I throw the ball around for my dogs. And I'll have YouTube on my phone and my headset in. I'll be listening to streams while I'm tiring out my corgis. Carry on Chrysler. Kids, I'm guessing. LOL. Ember, same. Dark workspace, dim the rest of the world, and sharpen the senses. For me, at least. Yeah, exactly. For me, I'll switch back over to my webcam, and I'll show you kind of what my lighting situation is. This webcam actually overexposes, so it's actually not as bright in here as it is. But so I have this shelving that wraps around my room, and I have an LED strip up there all the way around. It's just lit all the way around. So that puts off a nice, gentle white light that reflects off the ceiling. And then I have, it's hard to tell because it's overexposed, but that right, sorry, this is very difficult. Up there. That light right there, that's an Philips RGB bulb that I have inside of a lamp. And so what I do there is I can control it from my phone. If my phone is here. Yep, here's my phone. Right now I have it set to like a cyan, like a lightsaber cyan type color. But if I just go into my app here, I can go ahead and just switch it. And I can basically make it any color I want. So, oops, that's the wrong way. I can make it any color I want. I can make it rotate through colors or anything. Probably when I do the Demons tier list with David, I'm going to probably turn it red. I'll turn it red, and I can actually make it red and pulse it like it's fire. So it's kind of cool things you can do with this. Set it back to cyan. I think cyan is my favorite blue because it is the color of Luke's lightsaber. It's not that dark blue that Anakin had. It's like that light colored blue that Luke Skywalker had and Obi-Wan had. That's like a really nice color. So yeah, back to cyan. Night owls show up, albeit quite late in the day. Yeah. Carry on Chrysler. My mom was a complete mental case too. Well, maybe we'll have to get on a stream one day and just commiserate. You won't have to show your face or anything, but if you want, we can get on and trash talk our deadbeat moms. I think the biggest thing too, just kind of give you a tidbit, I think the biggest thing too about my mother is that she was a monstrous alcoholic. She was manipulative, emotionally abusive, demonized my dad, always painted my dad to be the villain in the household. It wasn't until I was in my early teens that I realized that my mom was actually the villain and not my dad. And yeah, just hardcore Jehovah's Witness. She thinks she's always in the right, and she's in a home now. She's lost her mind. And yeah, we're just kind of she's just tucked away, and we're just waiting for her to pass because nobody wants anything to do with her because of the way she's been. But she's safe. She's taken care of by nurses. best we can do with the situation. I don't have shifts. I'm on a disability pension because of severe depression. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Casual Broach. That's depression's no joke. I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm hopeful it'll change at some point in the future. Hopefully, once my transition is greenlit, I made some progress. Okay, well, yeah, that would definitely compound the issue if you have the desire to transition, but you're prohibited due to all kinds of reasons. Family, finances, your government outlawing it, which is bullshit. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully, I hope you find the means to cope with that until you can finally fulfill your dreams around that. So, you got my moral support, definitely. My Discord's lighting up and blocking Ember's comment at the very bottom. Come on, stop, Discord, go away. I'm close. Oh my god, my Discord is blowing up. I'm closing that right now. I got Discord flash messages like in and out over the last message in the list. Cherenkov radiation blue for physics reasons. I do like that. Yeah, that's a very pleasant blue. It's a very scary blue because down there it's deadly. Yeah, that's a great blue. I should probably, let me see here. Cherenkov radiation blue. Do we have a hex value for that? I can set my light to that right now. Cherenkov radiation blue hex code. Hash 22BBFF. Let's give it a try. Let's see if that can do it. Palette. Nope, that's purple. Add to palette. I hate this software. It's really bad. Group setting. Add to palette. Recent colors. I just want to give you a hex value. Why can't it give you a hex value? I'm using this LIFX software, and it's not the greatest. Like, I have the hex value, if it focuses. I got the hex value right there of the current color, but I can't edit it. I can't edit it. I can only favorite it. Light options, recent colors, light settings. Firmware cloud. Nope, it's not there. Okay, I'm going to give myself another 10 seconds to figure this out. I'm going to abandon it. White, themes, palette. Can't add anything to the palette. Light options, okay. Colors. Yeah, I'll have to figure it out later. But I will bookmark that. I'll remember that blue Ember, and I'll have it turned on next time I stream. Carrie Ann says, casual, congratulations on the upcoming transition. I hope it helps as well. Until then, anytime you need or want to laugh, come find one of the channels Nitty mentioned and join the chat. Yeah. I've been much more active and participate on the YouTube scene for the past 3 months, and I do find it very therapeutic. And Casual's already doing it, so hopefully Casual's finding comfort out of that. Hello, ditto. Yep. Casual, thank you. It's fucking scary to know that stuff is going faster than light. It could tear up your molecules. Yeah, Mr. Mob, if you want a concrete example of that, go to Google and search for a picture of the guy who stuck his head into a particle accelerator when it got turned on. He survived. He went back to normal, but when he was recovering, the aftermath of that accident, where basically a particle went through his skull at the speed of light, it wasn't pretty at first. But he survived and he recovered and he went back to normal. But it's not pretty. If you wanna not sleep for a couple hours, probably go look it up. HiveSci is another great channel, Carrie Ann. Yeah, I discovered HiveSci a couple months ago, and I discovered HiveSci when Ms. Lemon was a guest on that channel. So yeah, that was really good. Out of curiosity, should we be expecting live streams often? I want to do more live stream. Well, okay, so this is my first live stream. This is a test. I am live stream actually I take that back. I am live debate apprehensive. I don't consider myself a very good on your feet thinker. That could change when I get more confidence and everything like that. But friendly live streams where I'm talking about things, talking to an audience, yeah, I want to do more of those. So I might start doing a weekly thing. I have had the itch whenever I'm like logged on, like tonight. It was 9 p.m. James Apperson just ended his stream because it's like midnight for him. I was like, well, I'll test my live stream capabilities, and because I may just want to live stream. If no one else is live streaming and I'm bored or I'm like lonely or I want to just talk, I'll start my own live stream and kind of be my own solution to that problem. So yeah, we could potentially see live streams every week. Once a week would be really nice. I think it would be really fun. And this is going swimmingly well. I'm, at least in my brain, I feel, adrenaline comes down, get used to it, and then, I'm more comfortable at it. And that's how you get more comfortable with anything. You force yourself out of your circle of comfort and try, and that's what we're doing right now. And I definitely wasn't expecting this many people to show up, so this is a pleasant surprise, and I'm very pleased with the way it's turning out. So yeah, more live streams. I think I just talked myself into it. More live streams to come. Ember, yeah, light technical issues. Lights are similar. They can technically do any color. In practice, there's more like 20 options because of software limits. Yeah, I don't know why the software is so terrible. Anatoly Burgorsky, yeah. He definitely got his day ruined by a particle accelerator. Do not stick your head in them when they're turned on. You'll have a bad day. Yeah. Yeah, Carrie, I'm hoping to get more scoundrels here to chum with me. That's how I named my Patreon tiers. Because I start all my streams with, hey, friends. So the lowest tier is friends, then the middle tier is skeptic, and then the higher tier is scoundrel. And for April Fools, I made a $100 tier called Sellout. And in Sellout, it basically says, do not join this. This is a joke. And for all my tiers, I have pictures of corgis. Except for the Sellout one. That's Doge. That's the world famous Doge dog. Eddie Dean's drinking Heineken. Heineken's a respectable beer. It's a good barbecue beer. Goes really well with a hamburger or hot dog. Cheers. Everyone's saying cheers. Cheers. Here's my IPA. Carrie Ann says 100%. Eric, thanks. Matthew Nitz, do you think you'll be interested in doing more of a street epistemology, conversational type interactions like Pine Creek at some point? Yes. Street epistemology is, I should have mentioned it earlier. Thank you for reminding me, but street epistemology is probably going to be my primary focus when engaging with believers. I think I was actually giving praise to street epistemology in my last video. I think it's such a great way to not only point out bad ideas, but to do so in an non-insulting manner. It pushes the thinking onto the person answering the questions. It's something that can be practiced regularly. I can go to, if a Jehovah's Witnesses show up at my door, I can pretend to not be an ex-Jehovah's Witness and start practicing street epistemology on them, or Mormons. It's a good way to not only for me navigate what they're saying to point out contradictions or problems, but by the questions I ask, make them also at least face those problems in their argument. And once you get a person with street epistemology, once you get them into a point where they've contradicted themselves and they're no longer answering questions with yes, no, I don't know, and they're starting to do like song and dance, at that point, you know you've got them. And I think at some level, they know you got them as well. And at that point, you can simply point out, what is the reason why you're not answering my questions anymore? You were answering my questions directly and with ease. Now all of a sudden you aren't. Why do you think that is? In a one-on-one setting, that's really good. In a live stream setting, if I ever do debate live stream with somebody, which I'm definitely not there yet. Like I said, I'm not a very good on my feet thinker. I like sitting back and considering things carefully and methodically before I express things. If we ever do have that situation where I'm doing that in a live stream, the street epistemology, it'd be nice if you convince the person you're talking to, but at that point, your street epistemology is for the audience. You want to ask that person questions for the benefit of the audience, because naturally a person who is defending their position is going to be less likely to let go of it than an anonymous audience member who's quietly contemplating what's being said and making those thought adjustments themselves without the risk of embarrassment of admitting they're wrong, or without being called out live in front of an audience. So in a live setting, the conversation is not for the conversation is not for the sake of the person you're interviewing. It's for everybody else. But in a private setting, there is no everybody else. It has to be for the person you're talking to. But yeah, street epistemology. I have street epistemology books down there on my shelf that I bought that I need to start opening up and reading. That's going to be a thing. Yeah, my sellout tier. That's I will be. I'm keeping it up. Part of me wants somebody to sign up for the sellout tier, not because I want the money, but because I want to tell that person, why did you do that? Now I got to refund you the money and shut down this tier. But thank you, you've made history. So, yeah. Ember, streaming once a week is what I do, with the option to add bonus shows when something comes up. It feels nice without too much overcommitment. Yeah. And in fact, I didn't even know you did live streams. I'll have to come by and check it out. Do you have a day, Ember, you normally live stream? I'll jot you down on my calendar to look out for a live stream. Probably, Ember, I don't have notifications turned on for your channel. I will fix that right now. Hopefully, see here, search Ember. It's not Ember Plays. Am I even subscribed to you, Ember? If I'm not, I'm gonna fix that immediately. You're a mod, Ember, or yeah, you're a mod, Ember. Can you toss me a link to your channel, and I'll if I'm not subscribed, I'll subscribe and I'll turn on notifications so I know you're streaming. Casual approach. I am so picky when it comes to beer. Basically, I only drink Guinness and Kilkenny. I am more of a wine and whiskey girl myself. Fair enough. I think I only drink beers myself. Extremely rare that I'll drink. I never drink wine. Wine just instant headache. I think it's the sulfates in it. Just instant headache. I don't like it. I'm very unsophisticated when it comes to harder alcohols. But I will occasionally have a hard drink if I'm at a bar. The holiday Christmas party that my company throws every year, I'll have hard drinks there because it's open bar. Why not? For beers, I like to drink. I like Foster's. Foster's a good go-to beer. I like Bodhisattva. That's a local beer. Japanese beer is really nice. So Asahi, Sapporo, Kirin, Ichiban, very good. Have you ever told a lie type shit? Yeah, I'm not going to stoop to Ray Comfort's level. Ray Comfort, he's so dishonest. He's such a great example of gaslighting, assigning motivation, calling people liars, and I think one of the biggest and most easiest sins to commit. I'll take that back. One of the biggest and most easiest to avoid sins when debating is shifting the definitions of your words mid-argument. I hate it when apologists do that. Like a classic one is slavery. Like, when, like, I think Ray Comfort did this fairly recently when defending slavery in the Bible. Well, you're a slave to your vices, and we're all slaves to Christ, and that's supposed to make slavery okay on its own. If there wasn't the equivocation fallacy baked in there, on its own it's a bad argument. But saying slavery is okay because we're a slave to vices and also a slave to Christ, he is shifting the definition of slavery twice in one sentence. He's going from humans owning other humans as property to an individual being beholden to a vice or to a habit, to one's willing commitment to a deity. Very, like, it's like sleight of hand, like a magician doing a card trick, and when you're not noticing, they're switching something out to trick you. So yeah, that just gets me, and Ray Comfort is the king of doing that. I would like to tear into Ray Comfort a little bit in some videos. That'd be really fun. Carrie Ann, I've been trying to get just reasonable doubt established about the authority placed in a book. Yeah. I worry about this culture growing, showing, and passing laws to make existing legal, to make existing illegal, because of fear of unknowns, belief in false stereotypes, and authority from a book created to divide and conquer. Yeah. One thing that's been on my mind lately is how I don't know how many people are in the U.S. here, probably a majority of us. I'm going to turn off that banner. It's starting to get distracting. Forgot it was turned on. I'm curious at how many of our politicians willingly make life miserable for people because they're trying to bring around the apocalypse. Like, you have people supporting the nation of Israel, which I'm not going to get into the politics of that, but you have people supporting Israel because they think that the temple needs to be rebuilt where the old temple was so that Armageddon can come about. And they're making laws, legislation, and making international policy decisions based on that craziness, which also makes me wonder, like, how many of our politicians are purposely cutting back food stamps or purposely cutting back essential needs for people because they're trying to purposely make things miserable, because the Bible says things have to get bad and worse and worse and worse before Armageddon, so they're basically trying to fulfill that prophecy and just making life miserable for the rest of us. It's just like, cool. There's Ember's. There's Ember's thing. Oh, you click on it and it shows. Awesome. But I am unable to highlight anything in chat because I'm the moderator. When I mouse over it, it's going to hide and show. So I have to go back to my stream. So I have to go back to YouTube. I have to go find it. There it is. Okay, and it's in link form. I'm not a subscriber to Ember. I am fixing that right now. Notifications turned on. Cool, Ember. Thank you for doing that. Okay, where did my window go? It's a good thing I'm not screen sharing right now. You'd see all the Star Trek videos I have open right now. And I also lost my StreamYard tab. Oh, I hope I didn't close it. Please don't tell me I closed it. StreamYard. Okay, hey, there it is. Okay, whew, that was close. I thought I closed my tab for a second. I was like, oh no. All right. Yeah, thank you, Ember. I appreciate that. Most people Christians in my life have fully accepted contradictions in their worldview. I need some water. I'm losing my voice. It is evidence. Say it is evidence. God is beyond our understanding. Only thing I see to do at that point is try to apply OTOF. OTOF. I'm not familiar with that. If I am familiar with it, I'm not thinking about it right now because I'm too tired. Can you elaborate what OTOF means? Sunday at 7s. Okay, cool. So I'll look out for your stream. Oh, you've been sick. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'll catch you next Sunday at 7. I'll stop in and say hi. 1 + 1 + 1 = 111. Mr. Mob, come on. Give me some harder questions than that. Carry on Chrysler, beer? Oh, this is water. I got beer down here. Ember says owning humans is never cool. Equivocation like that just shows extra dishonesty. Yeah, and they know it. And things like apologists like Ray Comfort, they know the problems in their arguments. They're not looking to pick up honest people. I don't want to cite motivation. I can't read his mind. But like at some level, you have to like this has been pointed out to him so many times. Like, does he just not get it? Like, is he just mentally not capable of understanding? Hey, you're switching your terminology mid-argument. You should stop doing that. Does he forget? Like, does he say, okay, yeah, I should probably do that, and then he forgets and then goes back to it? Or is he dishonest? Or another big possibility, which I think is what the Jehovah's Witnesses do quite a lot, lie in the name of the Lord. Theocratic warfare. Like, it's okay to tell a falsehood if it'll eventually glorify God. The ends justify the means. What's more important? Not lying or glorifying God ultimately. Not lying or maximizing souls saved in the name of your deity. And if they're making that conscious decision, well, I'll lie to maximize souls saved because it's a good trade. That could be potentially their reasoning on that. But I'm not sure. I can't read minds. Not yet, at least. I have a mad scientist in my employ, and he's like got all these chemicals and diodes in my brain, and we're gonna eventually enable me to read minds, but not yet. Ember's getting new subs. Awesome. Yeah, got 2 new subs tonight, Ember. At least. Hopefully got more than that. I wonder if they're trying to cause an apocalypse too. Our conspiracy theories guess, yeah. I'm really super afraid that somebody's gonna get their finger on a button one day. I'm gonna bring about Armageddon for God, and then I'm sure it's probably more complicated than that. You never know, though. Amber's thanking everyone. Yep. Outsider test of faith. Yeah, I like that strategy as well. I like taking. Pine Creek does this a lot too. Pine Creek does this a lot. Taking a Christian or a believer's explanations as to why they believe and just applying it to another religion. Just pointing out the double standards. So it's a great method. Oh, well, their book wasn't inspired by God, or, oh, they don't really believe, or, oh, they don't have what I have. And then you can just switch over, like, they don't feel the Holy Spirit in their life like I do. And you can switch over to, well, how do you know? How are you reading their mind? Please explain that to me. Yeah, Amber, my desktop's a mess right now. I'm in the middle of building new computers for me and my wife. So, like, I format my computer every year or so and install a fresh copy of Windows, clean up everything. I'm going over a year right now because I know I have a new computer on the way. So things have kind of like just organically gone blah, and just my bookmarks are a mess, my desktop's a mess. And it's kind of one of those things where, like, I don't care to clean it up because I know I'm going to be switching over to a new computer here pretty soon. I kicked myself out of my own stream once accidentally. Ew, that's embarrassing. I can't wait to do that for myself. I'm going to make all kinds of mistakes. It's going to be great. And it's going to be recorded for all time. That's going to be even better. Fortunately, it was an open mic, so I could let myself back in. Okay, cool. Casual Approach says, I honestly can't stand Ray without watching through someone reacting to his BS. It would make me too angry to watch his views unfiltered. Yeah. Isn't it funny, too, like we have a hard time stomaching that kind of stuff just in its purest form. But there are people on the other side of the spectrum that just devour it. They just eat it up. And I don't know, like, it's kind of a foreign thing to me because as a Jehovah's Witness back in the day, Jehovah's Witnesses believe that they are the one and only true form of Christianity. Literally all other Christian denominations are false religion. They are represented by Babylon the Great, the harlot in Revelation. They are Satan's tool to mislead people away from God. That's the Catholic Church, that's the Protestants, that's Islam. everything else. If it's not Jehovah's Witness, it is false religion and represented by that harlot in Revelation. So as such, witnesses don't watch Ray Comfort. They don't listen to William Lane Craig. None of the apologists, like none of it. I didn't even know what an apologist was when I left the Jehovah's Witnesses, because they just don't engage with Christianity as a whole. They're too busy with their walls up, pointing outside and calling it false religion and Christendom and stuff like that. So my point being is that it's hard for me to understand what people get out of watching Ray Comfort, because even when I was a Christian, we didn't watch stuff like that. There was like, didn't consume any Christian video content. It was all in text and book form. The witnesses have changed now because my dog's barking. Witnesses have changed now because of just technology, and their growth has stagnated. So they've kind of modernized their approach. They now have something called JW Broadcasting, where they produce a ton of video content, and now the witnesses consume a lot of their stuff through video content from the witnesses. But it's not, like I said, it's still not external Christian content. It is just the witness content, which is starting to bite them in the ass, because they just recently all signs indicate that they just removed one of their leaders from his position, which is unheard of with the witnesses. When you're promoted to a leader of the witnesses, you have that post until you die. Even if you're old and senile and can't do anything, you still hold on to the title, even though they tuck you away in hospice, essentially. But just a couple of months ago, all signs indicate, not confirmed, but strongly indicate that Tony Morris III, one of the witness leaders, was removed. And because they switched over to making all this video content with the leaders involved and given parts, they now have to go back through their catalog and scrub him out of all that video content. And I would not want to be the one to do that, because there's a lot of crap to sort through. It's gonna be interesting. They've already removed pictures of him. They've already removed mentions of him on the website, but they still have video content of him up there, because it's just they've made so much of it. They don't have the manpower to go through it all. Human power, people power. Sorry, I didn't mean to genderize that. Let's see here. Carrie Ann, they band together to fight off all others, and then the infighting begins. It is completely the plot of Hunger Games. Yes. Secular law doing a decent job preventing religious wars. Yep, absolutely agree. Tema extema. And welcome, by the way. Thank you for joining my very first live stream ever. Yeah, secular laws are keeping us safe, but there's a constant struggle for the conservative, religiously motivated politicians to erode those laws and gain a foothold. Matthew Nitz. I realize that's the case. Most apologists for me. Within 5 minutes of starting an inspiring philosophy video, I get the feeling he's leaving things out, ignoring problems. Perhaps. I don't watch enough inspiring philosophy. My general impression of him is, of all the religious apologists that I have been exposed to, he's on the more tolerable side. He's got a bit of a sense of humor. I feel that he's probably on the more honest side. Not that he's perfect, but yeah. Definitely every time I see him interact with Lifeology or something, it's always very civil. So I respect that. Oh, my corgis just showed up. Both my corgis just barged into my room. Amber says, I've heard similar false Christianity claims from many other denominations, especially the Christian nationalists of evangelical types. Yeah. If only God better defined what Christianity should be, we wouldn't have this problem. Tony Morris, there are rumors it's either about his drinking or something to do with lawsuits in Germany. Yeah. So, yeah, Tony Morris was caught in an alcohol store across state lines on a Sunday morning when all the other witnesses were attending their morning services. So that's sus, but it's not proof that he's an alcohol. He was buying a lot of alcohol, a lot of top shelf alcohol at a really odd time during the day. Trench coat, like it was out of a movie, trench coat, hat. A guy recorded him and even asked him a question about brandy or something to get him to talk and basically add further evidence that this is in fact Tony Morris. For the record, not proof or not conclusive that he's an alcoholic. It's very common for people to go to a store and buy a ton of alcohol in one trip for a stock, and then they eventually go through it. What was sus about it was, like I said, the time of day. He's essentially incognito. He is a religious leader of an organization that tells little children, "Hey, give up that ice cream so you can donate that money for the worldwide work." And then you have him in the store buying $1,000 of alcohol when he's on camera telling kids to give up their ice cream money. So just kind of disgusting behavior. But anyway, not confirmed he's an alcoholic. He's also very problematic in other ways. He has said some pretty atrocious things on JW Broadcasting. So it could be that they got fed up with him and say, "Hey, tone it down." And he could have just simply said, "No, make me." And probably they made him. I don't know. But anyway, the fact that they're scrubbing him from the website indicates that he was probably removed. Why, we don't really know. I've been watching it, and it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out. All right, I'm gonna start going through this a little bit faster because I've lost focus on learning StreamYard, and I'm just engaging with you fine folk. And we're up to 18 people. Thank you very much for showing up. Whoever showed up, thank you. This is exciting. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Weird topic of discussion. Do you think Supreme Court judges should have lifelong terms? Eddie Dean. So I'll answer that, but I'm going to caveat it with I am not very politically versed. I am very clumsy when it comes to expressing my political opinions. Mainly because as a Jehovah's Witness, we weren't supposed to have political opinions. Witnesses don't vote. They don't endorse politicians. They definitely don't run for office. They don't really think about it. That's the world's problems. God's going to fix that one day, so you don't need to worry about it. All you need to worry about is preaching. So that was the mentality I was under for most of my life. Now that I'm out, I do vote. I do study up on politics before I vote for candidates. I am still very clumsy and inept at expressing my opinions about that. With that being said, yeah, I do think that no, I do not think judges should have lifelong terms, because then you have problems like we have right now, where we have what's that one judge that's currently dumpster fire with him accepting essentially $500,000 bribes. Anthony Thomas. I don't know. This is how bad I'm at politics. I can't recall a Supreme Court judge name, but no, Supreme Court judges should not be lifelong. There should be a limit. Because when you have a lifelong seat like that, as you age, you become more and more out of touch with what the populace currently wants. You become slower, possibly senile. You lose your mental faculties. You have situations like with Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a fine Supreme Court justice, advocated and fought hard for women's rights, died in office, and opened up that seat for Trump to take over. Had she retired when the time was right, sure, she wouldn't be able to maximize her contributions, but she would have secured that seat for another liberal judge that supports civil rights, supports human rights, and that backfired because she wanted. I can't sign motivation, but the fact that she held on to that position until she literally died was a problem, because now it can't be. It was filled by Trump, and we see how that's going right now. So, but yeah, for the most part, I'm not going to talk about politics too much. But this is the first live stream, and I'm in a good mood, so you caught me in a good mood. Pragmatic Crystal needs a hobby. Too much time on your hands. What do you like to do, Pragmatic Crystal? Like, do you like creating? Do you like destroying? Do you like puzzles? Do you like games? What's your interest? Crystal's like the Holy Spirit were real. Yeah. Crystal is, she's speaking to me right now, and I can see it, and literally everyone else can see it because she's real, unlike the Holy Spirit. I'm gonna start skipping some of the shorter ones because my voice is going out, and I still want to play around with StreamYard a bit. Typos happen when you drink Heineken, yeah. Typos just happen. Humans are terrible at typing, myself especially. I agree, inspiring philosophy is one of the better ones, and he does well interacting with others. Yeah. He's definitely, to me, he's definitely more tolerable than, like I said, the really bad ones like Ray Comfort, or like bottom of the dumpster fire like Kent Hovind. Definitely better than that. So yeah, I think if I had to sit down and have a beer with him, I would love to sit down and have a beer with him and talk. Yeah, that'd really be fun. He'd probably kick my ass at philosophy because I'm not a philosophy guy. I want to be more so. I'm a computer science guy. I have a computer science degree. His own videos seem to pick points that support what he believes without steelmanning the opposition. Interesting. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. Thomas. Guinea Thomas is his wife. Yeah, that's right. Guinea Thomas also, insurrectionist, right? She's a lot of problems with her. So the judge under investigation right now for bribery is Guinea Thomas's husband. Wow, they are quite the duo. Wow. That's crazy that this was allowed to happen. Man. Now I'm depressed. Thanks. I'm kidding. Thank you for bringing it up. I have a green thumb and I don't grow anything and I love our kids. I have a green thumb. Sorry, my throat. I have a green thumb. I don't grow anything and I love our kids. I have a very big collection of different times when I go into the swamp and look for rare orchards. Well, if you have a green thumb, maybe, more houseplants, or maybe start a greenhouse. I'm not sure what your property or your living conditions are like, but if you have some room, yeah, opening up a greenhouse is pretty nice. I love orchards. I have a very big collection when I go to the swamps and I look for rare species. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. All right, hey, and I'm at the end of the list. I've made it through the comments for now. How long have I been going now? Hour 30? Wow, that time went by. I'll do another 30 minutes. I'm going to step away for 30 seconds to get some water so I can continue talking, and then I'm going to play around more with StreamYard. So, yeah, give me about 60 seconds. I'll be right back. How do I mute? There we go. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. The mute was how I kicked myself out of the stream. Yeah, because mute is just 5 buttons down from Live Studio, but it's like distance on your screen is maybe about 20% of the screen. I can see how that happens. And also when mute is engaged, it's red, and so is the Leave Studio button. So yeah, if you're just going for the color, you might hit the wrong one. I can see that totally happening. All right. Cool. Caught up in chat. Let's take a look at... So I looked at banners. Oh, there's brand. Okay, brand. So brand, you can actually select your colors. So, hey, I can't do it with my light, but I can do Cherenkov radiation blue here. 22BBFF. So let's see here. 22BBFF. And enter. Hey, yeah, there you go. Let's make that bigger. There we go. That, according to Google, is Cherenkov radiation blue ember. Display names, display headlines. Cool, cool. All right. Logo, powered by StreamYard. I can probably upload my own logo, but when I click this button, it's going to say, you need to upgrade. And yep, I called it. Got to upgrade. See what you get by upgrading. I'm just going to see. I just want to see what the price is. Free $0. Basic is $20 a month. Billed annually. See, that's how they get you. They want to bill you annually. So I got to cough out $240 for a basic plan for the year. Professional is $39 a month, not $40, $39. What a savings. Okay, so that's gonna be $480 a year. All right. It's all tax deductible, so who knows? Maybe. That reminds me of back when I was a kid. When the Super Nintendo Super Scope was being advertised. So the Super Scope was that bazooka thing that was an accessory for the Super Nintendo. I remember the commercial on TV, really energetic and flashy lights and everything, showing a kid with the bazooka, basically. And at the very end, the narrator or the announcer was like, buy it today for just under $40, and it shows $39.99. And even 12-year-old me, not even 12-year-old, when was Super Nintendo out? Yeah, about 12 years old. Yeah, even 12-year-old me looked at that and said, "That's stupid. 1 penny. Even I know a penny's worthless." And this was 1990s me, back when a penny wasn't necessarily worthless. All right. I can't see chat right now, so I'll catch up on chat once I hop back in. I'm in the branding panel where I can like modify things. There's a StreamYard overlay show. Okay. And you can add your own overlay, which you gotta pay money to do. Okay, I can't do anything about that yet. But I can see this happening. I can actually just simply say, hey, screw StreamYard. I can't get rid of the logo, but I could connect up OBS. But actually, no, wait. I think OBS has YouTube integration. I may be able to do live streams through OBS and not even worry about StreamYard. But I'm going to want to have guests on, like with David, so I probably have to do StreamYard because I don't think OBS does like conference calling essentially, so I might be stuck anyway. Like I said, it's a tax write-off, so it'll be fine. Video clips, I can loop a video clip. There's the countdown clip. I'm not going to subject you guys to it, but there's like you can create clips to lead up to the start of a show, or like when I went to the bathroom and got water just now, I could probably put up a repeating video like stand by doing a bio break or whatever. Background, bubbles dark or no? The background option doesn't seem to do anything. Oh, you can do background music. Okay, that's interesting. I won't subject you guys to any of that either. That's probably gonna be very annoying, but I guess I can do background music, set the level, set it to loop, all that. Okay, and then there's private chat, which I know that's for when people connect in and they're guests. Cool. All right, so I think that's the extent of the features. Oh, okay, then there's layouts. Invite a guest plus to see how layouts is unique. Okay, and I can kind of understand how this works. I've seen this. And I actually, it's hooked up right now, even though I haven't set up any drivers for it, but I do have a Stream Deck. So it's currently in default mode, but I'm guessing what I can map these to layouts and other features inside of StreamYard, and I can just, instead of clicking around and looking over here when I should be looking here, I can just look down and just smack a button and then do something like shift layouts or start a commercial or something like that. Okay, I'm going to turn off that overlay. I can't get rid of I can't get rid of the Powered by StreamYard. Okay, cool. All right, going back to comments. Going to catch up on everything. Eddie Dean, another super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. When do you think AI will take over most jobs? It depends on the job. I'm already using AI in my job. I'm a software developer, and I'm already using it in a limited sense, and I'm using it more and more. Yeah, that's a huge question to answer. AI, just like robotics, just like the assembly line, just like electricity, it's going to disrupt things, and there's going to be a new normal that's going to set in. The problem is, with every leap forward in technology that we've made, from electricity to the assembly line to robotics and automation and now to AI, is that the number of jobs eliminated has been far greater than the new jobs created. These jumps have made productivity so much more voluminous, like the productivity skyrocketed, that the number of people it takes to maintain that productivity has not scaled the same way. So like when you had an assembly line, you have 50 people building the car. Now you can have 5 people operating robotics to build the car. And now here, probably pretty soon, you can probably eliminate those 5 people by just simply wiring up an AI system to it, and just the AI system can learn, can react. It's not sentient or anything like that. It's just a simple neural network, but it can learn and become better, and eventually can handle just about any problem given to it. So yeah, it's going to definitely disrupt things. The rate at which it disrupts jobs will be dependent on what kind of job it is. Artists, definitely. I have multiple friends who are artists as a career, and they're all worried about it because, like, Midjourney and what are the other ones called? I can't remember, but yeah, Midjourney, it's putting out some convincing stuff, and every time they iterate, make it better, it's putting out better and better stuff. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. As a software developer, I can go to ChatGPT right now and say, hey, write me a bash script that will scan for these types of files in these folders and delete them, and it will generate me a script to do that. That's a basic script. It sounds complicated when you say it in like long sentence like that, but it's a basic script ultimately. But as that AI becomes better, you're going to just feed it criteria and requirements, and it's going to put out more and more accurate code. And if it gives you code that has a problem in it, you can say, hey, I'm noticing this problem, and it will go in and fix it. So yeah, I could perhaps be in the same boat as a lot of artists here in about 5 to 10 years. So I know you didn't ask, but I think the best way to cope with that is, and it's not easy for everybody. It's so much easier to say than it is to actually do. But learn how to somehow integrate that into your work. Like, learn how ChatGPT works, learn how Midjourney works. Integrate that into your workflow, because I think humans will always be valuable. And if humans can use AI appropriately, humans can still remain a valuable part of the system. But I'm no expert. I could be completely off base with that. And in 20 years, we're all on universal basic income, which, if that happened, that wouldn't be so bad either. I would love to be on universal basic income and just do things I love, like what I'm doing right now. Ember just went monthly, but it's $25, but that isn't bad per month. Yeah, okay. So if they allow monthly, that's good. I would like to do that better than a yearly thing. Half of what Adobe charges. Yeah, Adobe is really freaking expensive. Like, man, like After Effects is like $40 a month, and I'm like, no way, I'm not doing that. I had After Effects for a month just to do my when my video starts, the lines that come together and the skeptics comes out and goes away, and then the title comes out and goes away. I did that in After Effects. I cranked that out in like a night, and then I canceled my subscription because I was like, okay, I'm done with you. I don't need you anymore, as I throw the toy into the trash. AIs can't cook. Give it time, Tema. Well, they can cook. Does it taste good? Don't know, but give that time too. It'll happen. I remember when a penny got me a Swedish fish. Swedish fish. What's that? Is that a joke? Or is that a real thing? I'm sorry, I'm ignorant of these things, Eddie. Should I Google it? Swedish fish sounds like a trap, like blue waffle. It sounds like a trap. I just typed in Eddie fish, Swedish fish. See, I'm conflating terms. Oh, okay, it's candy, or looks like a snack. Fish-shaped chewy candy, originally developed in Swedish. I've heard of this. I think I've had one of these before. Huh, interesting. So you must be in Sweden then, Eddie, or have grown up there at least. Yeah, Swedish fish just sounds like an internet trap. I was on a stream. Actually, I take that back. I was not on a stream. I was watching Apologia stream. It was Apologia, Shannon, and a couple others. I can't remember. Anyway, they were watching Answers in Genesis, and Georgia Purdom was on the screen. And right now, Georgia Purdom has that like really strange haircut. It looks like a helmet. Like she has like really straight hair that's like salt and pepper, and the way she cuts it, it looks like a helmet from like Spaceballs, but it also looks like a helmet that Lime Cat wears. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Lime Cat, the meme, but just Google it, Lime Cat, and it's not a trap. It's a genuinely cute thing. Georgia Purdom looked like Lime Cat. Anyway, in the chat, I did a super chat, and I was like, hey guys, go look up Lime Cat and compare it to Georgia Purdom. And at first, Paula G was like, no, I'm not doing that. It's a trap. But then I forget who it was. Maybe it was Jimmy Snow, I think. Yeah, he said, oh, it's safe. And then they showed it. They did a side-by-side comparison, and we had a chuckle. But yeah, Georgia Purdom definitely has a Lime Cat look going right now. Pragmatic Crystal, good night. You're probably already gone, but good night. Thank you very much for... Thanks for joining me tonight. This was super fun. I did not expect this night to turn out like this. I was just gonna like putz around with StreamYard, but all you fine folks showed up. A bunch of good nights to Crystal. Sleep well. Kari, I don't think the goal would be more profit. Spending less spending and work for optimal results would be a great start. And then I missed the context for that. I think we're still talking about how would people respond to that? Profit isn't the goal. Are we talking about universal healthcare here? I've lost the thread. I'm sorry. I see Ember's comment about OBS about integration. Yeah. I'll probably use both. I'll maybe use OBS for more fancy single streams, and then I'll use StreamYard for guests. Time for me to go and get some breakfast. The casual approach. Yeah. Have a good meal, and if breakfast beginning of your day, hope you have a good day. You must be you don't have to say where you are. I'm gonna take a guess though. If it's breakfast time, what's Japan time right now? It's a 17-hour difference from where I'm at in the West Coast. Japan time. I'll get a... Oh no, it's 3 o'clock in Japan. What's India time? I'm just gonna wildly guess where you are. That's 12 in India. Okay, so we're going a little bit towards the Middle East here. What is... I don't know, it's Iraq's time, I guess. Iraq time. 9 a.m., that's breakfast. So either you eat really, really late breakfast, or you're somewhere in the Middle East. I'm making that guess. Casual approach. But you don't have to confirm or deny. I'm just messing around. Hope you have a good morning. Have a good day. Healthcare will always need a human element. Yeah, I think so. We're still a long ways away from robotics being able to really to really care for people. Like we have machines that can do surgery, which are great, but like going in for a flu shot, I don't want a machine doing that. I want a human to do it. But AI is very much diagnosing things faster and more accurately than doctors, because diagnosing oh, casual approaches in Germany, okay, great. Should have went a little bit more west. So okay, awesome. My dad's from Austria, actually. I'm going to Austria probably September. I'm going to take my dad back to his home country so he can show me and my brother around before he's 80, before he gets much older and is unable to make that trip. Yeah, we'll probably hop over to Germany and try out some of the food and some beer over there. Where was I? Diagnosing diseases is something AI is perfect for, because AI is really all about sets of input gives you output. So like it's how we do like OCR, optical character recognition and such. AI is basically just taking a set of inputs and giving you a single output or multiple outputs in some cases. And as you train it with initial data. You basically say, for this input, I expect this output. For this input, I expect this output. And you do that millions and millions of times with millions of examples of either pictures or still images or number data. And eventually you train this neural network. You train this network that when you get certain types of input, you get certain types of output. And that's really, really good for diagnosing diseases, because that's exactly what doctors do. They gather symptoms, that's the input, and then the output is the diagnosis. So I think I read something a couple days ago that an AI accurately diagnosed a 1 in 100,000 condition of a patient due to the symptoms provided, and it accurately diagnosed a super rare disease that would probably be missed by most doctors. So that is happening now, and it's a great thing because more accurate diagnoses means less death. It's definitely happening now, but the actual application, the human element definitely is not going to be replaced anytime soon. At least I don't think. Yeah, Ember, Adobe All Apps. I've got Adobe All Apps because I use most of the main ones several times a month. $60 a month. Still better than $2K per program like it used to be. Yeah, I remember those days. You buy Photoshop for like, how much was it? A few hundred, several hundred. And then a year or two, they're like, here's the next version. Pay us money again. Yeah. But then the problem is, though, with subscription-based services like Microsoft Office 365, word processing hit a point a long time ago where it has every feature you could possibly ever want. There are no more new ideas for word processing, or at least very, very few ideas. So Microsoft's like, well, crap, how do we get people to buy Microsoft Word over and over and over again? Oh, I know. Let's just switch it over to software as a service and charge by the month. And that's what they did. And now we're stuck paying month to month for software that eventually that really doesn't change at all. Like, we get no new features. We get nothing. Like, they'll shift things around to give the illusion that it's been updated, but it's essentially the same thing. It's yeah, but that's software as a service for you. Carrie Ann, farming, just simple irresponsibility to put your food supplies in the hands of something that doesn't need it. Farming, just simple irresponsibility to put your food supplies in the hands of someone that doesn't need it. I missed the context for that statement. I'm sorry. My brain's turning to mush because it's getting late. I've been up since like 5 or 6 in the morning. And that's it for the comments. See here. I don't have anything else to really look at right now, and I got about 5 minutes left before we hit the 2-hour mark. Microsoft is the NBA 2K or Madden. The last Madden I played was on the Sega Genesis. It was like Madden. I can't remember. Were they even putting years on Madden back then? It was just Madden on the Sega Genesis. I play that game a lot. I'm not a big sports fan now, but I play that game a lot, and I figured out a way to game the system where I could just get touchdown after touchdown, and I was beating the game with 200-point games. It was quite fun. Oh, it's about AI farming. Okay. So let me reread your comment with that in mind. Farming, just simple irresponsibility to put your food supplies in the hands of something that doesn't need it. I gotcha. So AI bots would not care for the food because it doesn't need it. And that's irresponsibility? I'm still not following. I'm sorry. Feel free to elaborate, Carrie. Like I said, my mind is turning to mush, so if I'm missing something obvious, I apologize. Yar, I just use OpenOffice freeware for word processing and the like. Yeah, I was using OpenOffice for the longest time. Using OpenOffice for the longest time. I now use Google Docs because it's free and you can collaborate and you can share. And yeah, I write all my scripts in Google Docs. It's a good program. I mean, it's kind of feature lean, but I don't need a lot of features. If I need something like super heavy duty, I have my work laptop, which is a company paid for Mac. It has the full Microsoft Office suite on it. It has all the high-end stuff. My coding software, my IDE is all paid for by the company. So if I ever need to do anything like super, like either work related or super fancy, I just use my work machine. All right. Kind of last minute, and this could go awry, and this could completely make me go past 2 hours. I would like to test some of these layouts, but I can't because nobody else is here with me. Do I have a volunteer to hop onto a stream and say hi and let me play around with layouts? If not, no big deal. Don't feel pressured. It's kind of a last minute, hey, this would be kind of fun if we did this. Jordan Kapler, hey, good seeing you in the Patreon live stream last, and thanks for following back on Twitter. Yeah, we traded follows last night. Yeah, good to see you too. This is just a spur of the moment stream, just some testing software. I didn't expect so many people to show up and say hi. It's a pleasant surprise, but yeah, good to see you. Carrie says, if something could be amiss and the AI was not responsive and no people there to address it, you lose your potential food. Very bad thing. I agree. Yeah, definitely robots are going to have to be monitored by humans for a good long while. Well, that's fine, Ember. I can't talk very well either. If you want to pop in, I'll send you a link and we can test out some layouts. It's probably a good thing because then I can be confident that I did a full test before my live stream with David in a couple weeks. I just want to be prepared. I don't want any surprises when I do this. So okay, copy. I got the link. If I paste it in the chat, everyone's going to join. I don't want to party quite yet. Maybe one day. See if I can put user in timeout. No, I can't private chat you here. I'll have to send it to you. Do you have a Twitter, Ember? Speaking of Twitter, I'll put my Twitter up. I am trying to build my Twitter user base. And yeah, if anybody wants to jump on Twitter and connect with me, I'll post my link right there. Feel free to connect with me. I'll connect back with you if I recognize the name, which probably anybody who connects with me tonight will be from the stream. So yeah, feel free to reach out. Then let me see here. Go back to Twitter. Am I connected with you, Ember, on Twitter? We are connected already. Awesome. That's why I remember connecting with you, because I connected with you on Twitter, but I didn't subscribe to your channel. Yeah, no worry, Carrie. I actually. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, I see you. Okay, I'm gonna copy the live stream link and I'm gonna get you in here, and then I'll respond to Carrie. Carrie. Message Ember. Give Ember link. Cool. Yeah, I didn't. So my Twitter journey's funny. I didn't get on, like, I didn't get super, not even super into it. I didn't touch Twitter for the longest time. I created a Twitter account in like 2010 so I could tweet an advertisement for Dropbox to get an extra 250 megabytes of space on the service. That was the only tweet I did on my account, and then I forgot about that account for like 5-6 years until that account got compromised and it was spewing like all kinds of tweets in like, I don't know what language it was like Arabic. So anyway, my account got compromised essentially. I got the account canceled, and then I recreated my account with a much better password because I was much smarter at that point in my life. And then my account just sat there for the longest time, and that was like in 2017. So my account just sat there, did nothing for 2017, 2023. So 6 years. Until finally I said, okay, I'm going to start my YouTube channel. I need to do Twitter. I started learning how to do Twitter. I picked up that old account. So my account says I joined in 2017, but I didn't actually start tweeting until earlier this year. Okay. Hey, I see Ember. Okay, add to stream. There you are.
Oh, shoot. I don't have my ears on.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, Amber.
I'm still listening on my earpiece to the YouTube stream.
The delay. I gotcha.
Yeah.
I want to move you. I want to move the window over here now onto my teleprompter so I can look at you while I talk.
Yeah.
There we go. And then I'll keep even. So now my chat is over here and reversed. So now I got to reopen up YouTube, and I'll look at the chat to my left. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Now
Yeah.
you can add backgrounds and all kinds of fun stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what the background is all about. I was wondering why.
Yeah, you couldn't see it before because you were full screen.
Okay, I gotcha. So brand. So if I go down to backgrounds, did that do it? Give that a moment. I'm gonna verify on my YouTube stream over here. Oh, yep, there it went. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's not too bad of a delay. It's about 5 seconds. I've noticed the delay on YouTube is really like irregular. Like, I'll chat something, and it'll take like 15 seconds for them to reply. Mm-hmm. And then like earlier tonight on James's stream, I chatted something, and it was like 2 seconds, and he mentioned it, and I was like, there's a bit of a wide variation in delay. And I know every time live is read, I am caught up on the stream, but yeah, YouTube, I guess, is just kind of not very consistent with that.
It also, there's a lot of factors that go into it depending on how far signals have to travel, like if you're bringing in somebody from the UK or something like that. But
yeah.
Even doing a solo stream, I've tried to time it myself, and some days it's 5 seconds, some days it's 15 seconds, and you never know what it's going to be.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, speed of light is definitely a factor. And also all the network routing in between all the different nodes between different continents. That's I'm not sure how much in technology you are. That's what I do for a living basically. Is I'm a software developer, and I'm also a cloud engineer. So I have to consider routing and timing and like DNS and how DNS will determine what data center to send traffic to and stuff like that. And it's all cool. Yeah.
Adventure.
It's a small planet, but speed of light is still a factor in decisions, even though we're on this little tiny planet.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try out some layouts here then. I got to move my thing back over here because the one drawback with my teleprompter screen is the resolution is like 1200 by 600. So it's super weird and small. So like windows can get crushed and I can't see anything very well. So, okay, that's that. Just me. Cool.
Oh, sorry. I see. I'm just very quiet because I'm still sick. I can try to turn up my mic a little though.
You're coming through pretty clear for me, but maybe there is something I can do here. Oh, hey, Eddie. Good night, Eddie. Thank you, man. Thank you for the super chats. You're awesome. Because I think StreamYard should automatically balance audio.
Yeah, that's I haven't found a way to manually tinker with it inside the system. Maybe there is, but it does have that auto balance feature.
Yeah. Okay, so that's when you have multiple guests and you want to be the big one. That's okay. Me and a share screen. What's this one? Screen layout. Oh wait, hold on. Screen layout. Press news layout. Okay, that's probably with the screen share. Picture in picture. Cinema layout. Okay, and those aren't doing anything probably because I need to share my screen maybe.
Yeah, like if you have a video queued up in your back room or something, you could drop that in there. If you ever wanted to do like a group review kind of thing.
Okay, cool. Edit name and headline. Okay, awesome. Edit layout. All right, let me see what I can do about here. You can edit layouts, and it looks like I can set borders. Save. Custom layout 1. Sure, why not? Let's see what happens. Oh, I must have to add us as pieces in that layout.
Oh yeah, that's a new thing they just did. You can like put in like person 1, person 2, and make them as big or small as you want, wherever the heck you want.
Okay, cool.
It's pretty neat.
Dynamic camera grid. Oh, so dynamic camera grid. Okay, so I added that. Save. Custom layout 2. Hey, there we go. Okay. So then I can like move us down here. Save. Update layout. And it pops us down here. Okay, cool. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, this thing's got a bunch of fun toys. But yeah, as far as overlays go, Nick Suter from the End Time Show was on. He was in chat earlier. I don't know if you've seen his show, but he has like the best overlays on YouTube. It looks like, I don't know, some kind of futuristic war command center / library. It's just absolutely amazing, and it's all just overlays.
That's cool. Yeah, I know their overlays are like an art, because you can get graphic designers in there and they're making all kinds of cool backgrounds and like kind of like finery for their display. That's pretty cool.
I know. I keep wanting to like just take some time and make some really good overlays, but for the time being, I'm just like, as long as it works, we don't have time. We got other stuff that needs doing.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those, you're kind of just polishing at that point. And that's kind of, when you get to that point, when you're spending time like that, that's probably when you should hire somebody. Like, and when it passes off to you, you polish while I work on more content and build up a channel.
Yeah, if only budgets kept pace with busyness, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's probably all I got in me. We're at 2 hours, 10 minutes. While you're here, you want to plug your channel, or I'll put it up for a little bit?
Oh, it's back there in the chat somewhere. But yeah, I'm just at Better Than Ember. Yeah, I'm tired too. So that's yeah, I do skepticism stuff, science stuff, and every Sunday a live show. And I usually look a little prettier than this.
Yeah, me too. I'm kind of disheveled right now. It's kind of one of those days. Like it's the end of the day for me. I get up in the morning, I shower and stuff like that, but near the end of the day, I'm like all disheveled and dirty. I was in a movie theater. I worked my job. I ran around with my dogs, and it's just I know how that goes. All right. Well, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and edit here then. Everyone,
pretty good,
thank you so
successful
much.
test run.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was not what I expected, but it was very fun time, and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, this definitely encourages me to do more live streams. I think because I think my brain. Quick tangent before we depart. When I'm sitting here looking at my teleprompter and I'm trying to read lines off of a screen, I have a really difficult time doing that because it's like I want to get it just right, and my brain knows I have the opportunity to do more takes, so I'll trip up more and try more, or rather, I'll repeat myself a lot more, and it eats up a lot of time, eats up a lot of energy, and then my brain starts forming the idea of you can't even say a straight sentence, Eric. How are you going to possibly do live streams? But once you're doing a live stream, and you know you're talking to an individual, then a different part of your brain kicks on, and now you're conversing, and you know your brain, a different part of your brain working there.
Mm-hmm.
So this kind of reminded me, yeah, when I talk to people, I'm not having the same problem as when I'm reading from a teleprompter in private. So this is encouraging because now I feel like I'm a little bit better equipped to do live streams. So, all right. Well, hey, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. Ember, thank you so much. And thank you everyone else in the live stream. Have a great night or great morning wherever
Night,
you are.
everybody.
And catch you later. And now to figure out how to end a live stream. This is the awkward part when we're like looking around for buttons.
Upper right.
And broadcast. Oh, that's a big red button. Okay, cool. Night, everyone. Bye.